Ever since the Disney acquisition of Lucasfilm, many fans, myself included, are only thinking about one thing: the future. As we are deeply invested and care about this franchise, we constantly ask ourselves, what's next? Will Disney finally pull its weight and deliver the content worth waiting for? Or are we condemned to the endless spiral of subverting our expectations in the most cruel way possible? We as fans already lived past one trilogy that did not really resonate well with the majority of us. Of course, there are people that like it, that's perfectly fine. To each their own. But most people expect that the legacy of George Lucas will be elevated to the highest possible peaks. We may never see it come true, but you can't blame me for being hopeful. Hope, as they say, is the mother of fools, but it dies last. Greetings, Star Wars fans. My name is Chris, and you're watching Star Wars World. Let's dive deep. This year's Star Wars celebration brought some grim news when it comes to the future of Star Wars projects. Rey will be making a comeback. Yes, you heard that right. The same Rey that is all the Jedi, knows how to do everything, killed Palpatine once and for all. For better or worse, it will happen, and we need to prepare ourselves mentally for what is to come. If removing Willow from Disney Plus and bomb reviews of Indiana Jones have anything to say, we are in for a joyous ride. Will the universe rules stay the same as they were in the sequels? Will we again witness lightspeed skipping and ramming? People floating in deep space and forced diets? I freaking hope not. Please, please bury those ideas deep in the cave where no one will ever find it again. Up next, we have Dave Filoni's movie that will tie in every character from the Mandoverse. If you told me about it just after season 2 of The Mandalorian that such a movie is in the works, I would be really excited. However, many things happened since then. We had Book of Boba Fett, which turned our favorite mysterious bounty hunter into a bland blob. We received probably the biggest blow to our prequel hearts when Kenobi arrived on Disney Plus. I can't even say what went wrong with this series without raging, so I will skip that part entirely. Maybe someday, but right now the wound is still fresh. Then, after 2.5 years of waiting, we were graced with Mando Season 3. And? Well, let's just say it did not go as expected. I'm not even talking about my expectations. This season dropped the bar so much compared to the other two that many casual fans just straight up stopped watching it. The reviews and numbers speak for themselves. At this point in my life, I don't believe anymore that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are the ultimate Star Wars saviors. They operate under the same boss. They are constricted to the same rules that she inflicts upon everybody at Lucasfilm. You know who I'm talking about. I'd love to be proven wrong, but the reality won't change for the time being. The one thing that keeps me mildly excited is that first Jedi movie that was announced with the other two. This will be something fresh for Disney Star Wars, an era full of mystery and not yet fully explored. A chance to touch this part of the universe where the Jedi were non existent and the Force a concept known only to the few. If done correctly, with accurate approach and respect, this will be something worth going to the cinema for. Oh well, I am a hopeful boy, aren't I? Moving forward to the series. This year, we expect something that will surely be treated with respect, at least from the person in charge, Dave Filoni's baby, Ahsoka. The writer and producer wants to tell a story that will be engaging and entertaining to both those who were watching Rebels and those that haven't. I cannot really see that happening, as to recognize the characters of Sabine Wren or Ezra Bridger, one has to dabble even a little bit into this animated series. We shall wait and see how the events will turn out, as I cannot predict any positive outcome after all I have witnessed during those years of Disney handling of this IP. The rest of TV releases are marked to be doomed, like The Acolyte for example, in which actors and producers do not really know what Star Wars is all about, and even in which era their characters are in. Now that I covered the near future, I would like to invite you to the realm of magic and wonder that is theory crafting. Where will Star Wars go after all that? Which eras will be heavily expanded upon, and what will be or should be forgotten? Well, it is clear to some, isn't it? First big question of this new era of Star Wars is the fate of Grogu. Fan favorite, or should I rather say revenue favorite character, who is yet to speak a single word. This green guy's origin take very long to uncover. We still have no confirmation of how he was created. Was he the fruit of fiery passion between Yoda and Yadu? My god, the images alone. Ugh. Or was he a clone made from his species' DNA that survived past Order 66? All we can do is wonder. However intriguing his origin is, he's not as interested as his future, at least for me. What we know about his species is that they live a very long time. Yoda lived a whopping 900 years, so the questions that arise are: will Grogu live that long too? Or is he destined to be killed off to give way to new and exciting characters? When I think of it, time and time again, my fanfiction mind tends to lean on him becoming the Jedi Master after Mando is dead. However, we cannot be having any certainties when it comes to these things. Grogu, for now, has chosen the way of the Mandalore, and knowing how Disney loves subverting our expectations, I would not be surprised if they eventually kill him off, because Rey is all the Jedi. And that's that, I guess? The other thing I would love to talk about is, should Disney really touch expanded universe characters? We all know Thrawn is going to make an appearance in Ahsoka. Whether it will be the version we all know and love, or the one twisted and turned by Mickey Mouse's influence, he will enter Disney Plus in less than 3 months. But what about the other ones? Mara Jade, Tenebrae, Darth Bane, Malgus, Revan, Bastila? The list is endless. This is a goldmine. And if they were not so focused on pushing agenda and diversity in High Republic and other projects, they would see that. They are blinded by giving their creators freedom of speech to talk about how were they mistreated by men, other races, or life. Creating Star Wars content is not a therapy session. These people need help, and these are real problems. But they should not put it out on their scripts, making fans eat their tears and tribulations. Since they decanonized the expanded universe as a whole, we are patiently waiting which characters will make an appearance next. But is it worth it? Should we really hope for them to come back, their stories retold by a company that doesn't respect the source material and the legacy of the authors? Look what happened to Luke in the sequels. What they did to Willow and Indiana Jones recently. Should we really expect them to tarnish our good memories of lovable EU characters? Okay, how about the current existing projects that Disney holds? They introduced us to the High Republic. Through media such as books and comics, they tried to recreate what Timothy Zahn, Drew Karpyshyn, or Troy Denning did with the different eras. I just listed here a few of my favorite book authors, but the list is way longer. I wholeheartedly invite you to go and check it out. Disney went out to try and get fresh with the High Republic, but once again they made a capital mistake on letting the agenda and wokeness pour through those pages and ideas, resulting in fans not really enjoying this content. This is a big shame, because some of it, with little tweaks, could be really decent. Why can't we go back to those days when content you produce did not reflect your whole belief system and current political trends? Why the story itself does not matter anymore and cannot stand on its own, has to be forced and supported by diversity, inclusivity, and forced woke motives. No one needs that. Haven't they already heard the phrase, go woke, go broke? Yet they hide their heads in the sand, pretending that they don't see this approach is doing to the other projects. It's utterly baffling to me and to many other normal people. Honestly, I don't know what to think about all this. The more I do, the more frustrated and hopeless I become. That is why I felt the need to share my thoughts, because it gets constantly harder to reach like minded people that believe good stories and quality content shall reign supreme across all media forms, especially when it comes to Star Wars, a universe beloved by so many. The future is clouded by the dark side, a web of lies and mistrust prepared by Kathleen Kennedy and her clowns. We cannot stand idly aside expecting it to just get good in the future. We need to make some kind of an impact. We need to break through the voices of I love everything Star Wars. And people shouting left and right, oh, why can't you just enjoy it, bro? Their voices are very loud, because more often than not, they're not really backed by any kind of logic or facts. It's very easy to scream to the masses and influence them based on fairy dust. What the future holds for Star Wars, no one knows for sure. We can speculate and theory craft, but Disney has the final say when it comes to these shows and what they will do with this IP. Myself, among other fans, can only hope that from now on, it will not be more of the same. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, as there is always place for you in the Star Wars world. May the Force be with you.